Gaming nowadays is kind of like looking for a prostitute in Thailand. When you open up the box, you don't know what you're gonna get. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about the state of gaming, where I've seen it go, why I dislike it, why most people dislike it. So, I have some clips, I have some things to show, and a couple talking points. First of all, there have been some major flops, such as Concord, Lord of the Rings Golem, Suicide Squad, E.T., Skull and Bones, Redfall, Star Wars Outlaws, and so many more. One of the biggest perpetrators of this over the last decade for me personally has been Saints Row. I was a big advocator growing up that even though I played GTA and I played Saints Row, for some reason I just like Saints Row more. And when they released the last edition of Saints Row, just called Saints Row, it turns out it was horrible. And it's really easy to find out why when you look at the game studios for almost any of these. It's DEI. DEI has killed so many games, it is insane. We're okay with inclusion if the characters are made right and it's not shoved in your face, but it's always shoved in your face. So, let's go ahead and talk about a couple of talking points I found. First, I like this meme. Let's check this. So yeah, that's just a meme that I found on Reddit. I thought it was funny. It's on r/Steam by a man named Dziller. But yeah, it really sums up a lot of the console stuff going on, which we're going to briefly talk about. They are now pushing this rhetoric. Microsoft now says 8 gigabytes of RAM is fine for Windows 11 after years of pushing for 16 gigabytes. Which this has been happening for literal years. I've seen it go from all the way from 4 gigabytes to 8 gigabytes and then push to 16 gigabytes with Windows 11. And now that RAM prices are so high because of AI, they are now telling you you don't need it. So they've pretty much confirmed, hey, we've been pushing this because we wanted you guys to buy more RAM, but now we need to actually sell our product. You don't need the RAM. I saw this. Epic Games CEO says Steam charges such high fees that companies like Genshin Impact maker MiHoYo find it more profitable to go in it alone. Then fans remind him that he has multiple games on Steam. So it didn't even make sense. It's really Epic Games just trying to push that Steam is bad, oh this is bad, and I'm going to be the first one to admit the new Steam Deck, Steam Machine, well no, the Steam Deck was okay, but the Steam Machine coming without a controller, going to probably be over $1,000. Like, they're not doing great things there. But in terms of Steam as a platform, it is the only platform I really use for gaming. And they actually have a pretty high split for the consumer compared to a lot of platforms, so I really don't think they're taking much money. It's just greedy companies trying to get every penny they can out of a person, so they make their own platforms, which end up being way worse. And then when it's just annoying because when you download these games on Steam, you're already on Steam, you're already downloading it, and then you get taken to their launcher where you have to re-download stuff, and it's just so annoying. This is a big L here. US bill requiring paid games to be playable after they shut down has failed to pass a Senate vote. I think this is on the same lines as Stop Killing Games, and this is very devastating. I'm sure they're paid off. I'm sure they're in cahoots, because why would you stop this bill? This doesn't affect politicians at all. I don't know why they couldn't just, pass the bill and make it easier for us, because it's really unfortunate when you spend years and years of your life in a game and then they just shut it down, and now thousands of hours, hundreds of thousands of dollars are just down the drain. Saw this, they refuse to offer a meaningful alternative. The game preservation leader agrees that piracy is the only preservation option for a DSLS future. I will say I'm not an advocator for piracy because it's illegal for me to be an advocator, but I will say that I am on that pirate ship with Captain Luffy, if you know what I'm talking about. There are some instances where you could even make good arguments where you have to. Example of this is I like the old Fable games. I have bought the Fable games when they were on Steam. I've bought them on Xbox. I bought them for friends on Xbox back in the day. I've actually bought it on every copy of every game on Xbox at least twice. And now I just can't play it at all unless I were to dip into the old Captain Hook. Saw this. Sony will cease production of discs for new PlayStation games in 2028. The only reason I have this here is because I've been a PC gamer for so long. I started on the GameCube way back in the day, then immediately got an Xbox 360, then Xbox One, and then I dropped off there and started PC gaming. Back in the day, it was my jam, but I didn't even know. I'm putting this here because I didn't even know they still were making discs. Honestly, this was news to me that physical media is dead. Moist Critical is not going to be happy about that one. But it is what it is. So yeah, I just wanted to get on here and talk a little bit about all that. I think, in my personal opinion, it is bullcrap where gaming is headed. So many flopperooskies from these like big DEI companies, AI making it insanely expensive to build a PC, and yet somehow you can still build a comparable PC for the price that new consoles cost. The future looks bleak, but remember, vote with your wallet. You are the consumer. And make sure to stay great out there. Have a good one, Limes.